Hi you guys. I just want to do a quick video mainly because I don't have long. I know I haven't been doing many videos lately. I've been dealing with like a depression funk kind of a mood. So I really haven't been doing videos. Haven't done much of anything. Still not out of the little funk I'm in, but I'm getting there. I really haven't completed any projects. I've completed one hat. That was the crown hat that I showed a picture of to you guys of, which I do not have in front of me. It's across the room. Did not come out like the picture like I wanted. Restarted that hat, have been fighting with it, and got really aggravated yesterday and just started doing a basic hat, two-colored, left out the crown part because it got on my nerves. And I'm almost done with that hat, so I'm going to try next week to do a video, kind of an update one. I've been working on the sensory blanket, and I'm halfway, like I showed you guys that center color I was on, I'm on the next color, and I'm halfway done with that. I've been doing some cleaning the past few days, and this morning I was dealing with my yarn, and the depression funk started getting worse because I started getting overwhelmed by the amount of yarn I have. I know I'm going to hear some people say you can never have too much yarn. I have too much yarn. It's to the point that I'm feeling so overwhelmed by the yarn, and I feel like I keep getting it, and it's bugging me, and I have this habit of when things feel like they're becoming an addiction, or I feel that they're overtaking my life and monopolizing it too much. Typically, I will stop cold turkey with whatever it is and walk away, and 9 times out of 10, I never go back to it. I don't want yarn and my crafts to become that. So I've decided that I'm not buying any more yarn for a while. At least that's my goal. I'm not going to say that I'm not, but that's my goal. I want to use about half of what I've got. I've got yarn in my daughter's closet. I've got yarn in my closet. There's yarn in the hall closet. I've got yarn under the desk, under my little side table. I've got cakes of yarn for one of the blankets I've got to start. That's the temperature blanket for this year that I haven't even started on the table that we bought for my kids for them to do crafts on. I cleaned off half of that table and got it organized so they can actually use it. I spent a lot of time caking the yarn that I'm using in that blanket. I've got a duffel bag underneath that table of yarn. It's becoming too much for me. I feel like it's just doing this number and I don't like it. So, and I sat down this morning and I wrote down the projects that I've already got actually going. Except for I did include the temperature blanket that's a year-long project. I have 7 projects. That's a bit much. So, what I have decided, I took and I put them in an order. Of how I plan to do them. The temperature blanket I put as the very last thing because it's a year-long thing and it won't take any time to get caught up on that one. So I've decided my first project is to finish the hat, the pink and gold hat that was supposed to be a crown, that I'm taking a break from dealing with that. I'm making it a basic hat. I am down to, I think, 8 rows left, and that hat is done. So the goal is to get that one done before I go to bed tonight. Like I said, my husband is getting off, I believe he said 9:30, which means he'll be home before 10. So I get to spend most of the day with him, and we're going to go do a little date thing for lunch since the kids are gone to school. So I plan to get that hat done tonight, though, after they get home. I'm sitting around doing nothing this evening. We have some movies we have to watch that I got from the library that are due back next week. So I plan to, during movie time this weekend, be working on the sensory blanket, which I did not put a specified number on it, mainly because I tend to work on it in between the others. Like if I get tired of working on the hat and like when it was really bothering me, I would do 3 or 4 rows on the blanket and then I go back. So it's kind of one of those, I bounce back and forth. Most of you know how that is, dealing with those blankets. And there's a long way to go. If I focused on just that, I would get aggravated and I would quit. And then I want to say, I don't have the list in front of me. It's like down below me. I don't want to drop you guys to look for it. I'm thinking the 2 scarves I'm working on a ruffled scarf and I'm working on my mom's scarf. Those 2, I don't remember which one is in which order, but those 2 are spots 2 and 3 to get done. So we have the hat number 1, the 2 scarves next. The Wizard of Oz blanket, I want to say, came in the 4th spot. No, it didn't. I have a baby sock I am making. I am 10 rows away from having that baby sock done. So I think that baby sock actually might be number 2. But the scarves and that baby sock, I want to say that sock is number 2. And then the scarves, because the sock has 10 rows left and I'm done. And that completes that entire baby set. And that gets that off the loom. So that's the 4. That makes 5. So hat, baby sock, ruffle scarf, my mom's scarf. And then the last 3 is the sensory blanket is kind of an in-between thing. It just kind of floats in there, so it really doesn't have a number. So then the Wizard of Oz blanket, I don't have much. I just need to make a few rectangles and then just get them all attached. So that's kind of number 5. And then, like I said, the sensory blanket is kind of a floater, so we won't even give it a number. So I make number 6 be the temperature blanket for the year. So that gives me 6 projects that I need to complete. Well, 5 to complete, 2 that'll be floating because the sensory blanket's going to take me a while still because of how much it is. And, you know, you guys have seen this loom. It takes a while, but most of you guys have seen the bottom. I'll see if I can show you guys. So it starts out blue, then went to a skein of green. Then this skein had the blue, the green, and the white. Then the white, and this is all fleece. Then I switched to like this beaded, hang on, I gotta get a better hold, that's kind of heavy. A beaded yarn, and it's kind of fleecy, but my fingers stick. I have blue, I call them blue balls, bubbly balls type yarn. Then I switched to a purple. This is the Bernette Pipsqueak, I believe. That's an entire skein right there in this blanket. That's the center part of my blanket. When I hit this part, I was so happy because that put me halfway through the blanket. And this is the orange section. As you can see, I am roughly to the halfway point of that orange section. Sorry, I've got to like fold it in multiple like flippy layers to get it to stay. So that's what's left. It looks like a lot more than it really is because it's still got air in the middle. So I'm halfway done with that color. Then I have one more set of the bubbly ball type yarn and then 4 skeins of the fleece to finish it off, and then I'm done with that. So that makes me happy. I did want to make gloves for me and the kids and my husband. So that's 6 pairs of gloves. But because I'm so overwhelmed with these projects, even though we're going to get out of the cold weather the way it's going first before I get them done, they may have to get made and held off till next year to be worn. But my goal today is to finish the hat. This is my goal for the weekend. By the end of the weekend, by Monday, I want to have that hat done. I want to have the baby booty done. And at least 1 of the scarves. That's 3 projects, hopefully by the end of Sunday night. I don't know which one, so I don't know which scarf it'll be. But I want to get those done. If I can get those done, that'll just leave me, I'm not even counting the temperature blanket because I'm waiting until I get a lot of these other ones done before I even start it. So that'll just leave me 2 blankets and 1 scarf. That feels so much more manageable. And then I might throw in, like, if it's still cold outside a lot, I do want to make me a cowl. So I want to find one that's really simple, really easy, and really fast to do. And get that done hopefully soon too, so I can wear it because it's cold in the morning. Ooh, sorry about that. And I do have lots of other projects that I want to do. I really do need to, like, knock out this blanket. I really want to try to get blankets made for my kids too, but I'm thinking I might crochet those because they seem to go a little faster for me. But I'm debating if I want to use, like, fleece. I'm thinking I might switch to, like, fleece type yarn, even though I don't really have any in my house. Means I'll have to buy more yarn. But at least if I buy that, I know it's for a specified project, and I want to go buy it for one project at a time until I get one done. I do have more of the Bernat blanket yarn still. I was going to make a big throw blanket kind of for everybody to kind of lounge with, but I have quite a bit of that. I might see how much I need for, like, a twin size blanket and use some of those and make them blankets, because I want to get started on their Christmas presents early. But I do need to finish my mom's scarf because technically that was last year's Christmas present, so I can get that off to her. But I want to make them stuff for this coming Christmas, and I want to get started so I know that I get them done in time. So I'm thinking I want to make each one of them a blankets. That's 4 blankets for the kids, plus the temperature blanket I'm making this year, plus I've got to finish the sensory blanket. And if I have time, I might throw in a blanket for my mom, just kind of a lap one, because she gets cold when she sits around. I'm trying to think of what else. I do want to make, and my daughter wants some slipper socks now. So I might look at making, like, her and the younger boys slipper socks because they didn't get any this past year. So I don't know. I need to kind of come up with a list and work on that too. But I am still working on some stuff to do videos. I have been cutting out, hang on, if I can reach it. Ugh. I have this right here. If you guys can see it. It makes it's a hole puncher, so it makes crowns. I showed you guys that head that I bought, the styrofoam one. I've cut out some crowns, and I'm going to do some strips that are plain. I do have another stamper that I want to order online, and I need to go do that. Okay, the wind chime started making noise. I do need to go do that. It's like a skull and crossbones, and I want to do that head. I was going to just do it in, like, in strips of paper. I still might do some. But I started thinking it would be really cute to do one side so far. I've got crowns that are cut out of zebra pattern, and some out of a really cool looking postcard that's got, like, more muted colors. So I'm thinking I want to do the crowns are in zebra, and I've saved some of the zebra paper, and if I need to get more I can. But I want to do some skulls in that too, so that kind of ties them together a little bit, but just changes the shape of them. Possibly, I don't know. I haven't found any really cool, like, skull patterned paper that I like yet. Hobby Lobby only had one, and I didn't really like it. So I've got to find some still of that to work on that head. So that video for the head that we are planning on doing, I'm still working on that. I have been working on prepping stuff. That way I'm not doing this while we're talking. That's the cover for the bottom. Because I figured you guys don't want to sit there and watch me hole punch. It took me like 20 minutes to do this the other day with for what I got. I figured y'all don't want to sit there watching all that. I think what else I'm doing. Ooh, I had some of those rocks left from the book ends we made. I want to get some. I'm thinking I'm gonna get some round cork, and I'm going to get a piece of basic fleece. I'm not going to go anything fancy on it, simply because you're not going to see not only fleece, but felt. You're not really going to see it. 2 pieces of felt, because I'm going to put one on top of the cork and one below it. And I want to take those rocks and kind of create a hot pad type decorative piece for my kitchen table. So I want us to do that one together. So that's 2 videos to work on. I'm still waiting to get the glass mixing bowl from my mom so we can start back doing some food ones so you guys can see it easier. I don't know when they're coming down. I know they're coming down in April, but I don't know if they're coming down before then, so we may have to wait till April for that. I showed you guys this thing. It is a Yarnology, they call it a jumbo spool. It is very, very chunky. It's only got 4 knobs. I played around with it the other day. I know several people on the Google Plus said that they had these. I played around with it with just regular Red Heart yarn. And it was really super, super loose coming off of it with E-Wrap. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I can't find any patterns on making anything with this. The box said, oh, it comes with instructions. You open it up. The only instructions are on the back where it tells you to wrap your yarn and knit it off and keep on until it's as long as you want. And the only thing they made out of it, they made an owl, and I don't know how they made the owl. It was on the picture. And they also had a rose type flower made, but that was all made from I-cord. You could use this for the I-cord. I figured that out because I did about 6 rows. And it was going down in there, but it was like really fat and ugly, so I took it apart. But I am thinking this might work really well with bulkier yarns. So I'm thinking that might be kind of cool. And I'm thinking about, I just did a basic E-Wrap cast on that time. So I'm thinking I might play around with different types of cast-ons and see what works best. See if I can come up with some things to do with this thing. I went to Hobby Lobby, and it even says Hobby Lobby right there on it. That's where I found it. This is the only place I have seen these. Online, they suddenly have them. They have them in store. First time I was there the other day is the first time I've seen them have them, so I did get one. I don't know what we're going to do with this. Other than, like, look through it. Turn it into a telescope. Hello! And I can see you. You can't see me. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm playing with this. There you go. Now you can see me. Had it the wrong angle. So I don't know what we're going to do with this, but I'm hoping to get something figured out, and then we can do a video with this thing to kind of see what all we can come up with. Also, I found this at my Dollar Tree. I haven't seen this at any yarn stores at all. I finally found it online. After I knew what it was. This is what it looks like. I'm going to pull some out. Granted, it's showing me dark color, so you guys really aren't going to see it very well. But see, it's got this... I'm trying not to massively pull it out yet because I'm not ready to work with it. I was hoping I could find like a green or... The only thing is you have to be careful. If you pull this yarn here, the little black stitching, because it's basically, it's yarn that's attached to a little bitty thread. You can see it better on the green. I may just have to take it out of the paper. If you see right here, I'm going to touch you guys down a little bit. You see right here on this green, it's basically the yarn is attached to this little bitty black thread. And as you, if you pull on it, it moves. Like you can tighten, like see, I can make it super huge. You can tighten it back up. So you've really got to be careful with this yarn. But I found it at the Dollar Tree. This color is called African Violet. There is a pattern for needle knitting this scarf right here on the inside. I also did go online. I posted on Google Plus. There are several videos for crocheting a scarf and a cowl and needle knitting a scarf and a cowl. I'm assuming you would use the little black pieces to work with. I want to do this with the loom. I don't know why. I think it's because I can't find any patterns really using this yet, other than crochet and knitting. So I want to do the loom with this because I bought a bunch of extra and I was thinking about sending some out to different people and giving some away. And if I give it away, I would like to be able to tell them something they can do with this for the loom, because some people only use the loom that I'm friends with on Google+. They don't use crochet hooks or needles. I can't really needle knit yet, so I want to be able to kind of do that too. I feel like I'm kind of rambling. I'm trying to think. I do have a box ready to go out. I'm sending it out after the 20th this month. But I have to wait till, of course, payday. Then my hair looks really bad today. I need to fix it soon. So that's going to go out this month, and that's one of the boxes from where I was doing the video giveaway thing that I was talking about a while back. So that one's going out end of this month. Hopefully I plan to get back into doing the videos again too for the shopping and mail videos. I've had so much stuff that has come in that I'm not even going to attempt to try to catch you guys up, because y'all be watching like an hour-long video. I think I do have one saved on my computer that I might go ahead and post up for you guys. I'm trying to think what else. I do have several different unique yarns that I haven't really seen anybody make things with and post in any of the groups that I'm in. So sorry about that. So I do want to get some projects done with those so you guys can kind of see some cool things with those. I don't know if I'll do them as actual videos though. But besides the depression funk thing keeping me away, my youngest has had a little bit of health issues. 2 weeks ago today, he woke up, and some of you guys have seen in the pictures that I've shown that he has the scar across his head from the surgery as a baby. And in front of his scar, he had 2 holes in his head when he woke up in the morning. And one of them was deep enough that if you took a freshly sharpened pencil, you could like hide the lid down inside of the hole. That kind of had me freaked. And then that was just before the scar. And then just behind the scar, it was like he had a water balloon kind of water bubble underneath the scalp, between the scalp and the skull. It had me worried. And then he was complaining of pain just behind where the bubble was at. So that was a rough morning. I took him I sent him to school. I went and picked him up because the doctor's office wanted me to go ahead and bring him in. I took him in. By the time we got to the doctor's office, the holes had disappeared. The skin had come back up. The bubble part wasn't quite as bad. She did fill it, but she wanted to have an MRI done. But because of the way that our insurance is, we have to get it pre-approved. So by the time they got it pre-approved and got him in, which was this week, took over a week, all of the swelling was gone. All the bubble was gone. It took 4 days for that bubble under his head to go away. So we spent Tuesday. We got to the place where we had to have the MRI done at 1:45. It was 5:15 when we left there. They did call yesterday with the results and said everything looked normal, which is what I expected because all the swelling and everything was gone 4 days later, although he is still complaining of pain back there in his head. But the MRI looks normal. So I'm hoping that maybe the pain he's feeling now is more sinus type headache related. So I don't know what it was. I do have pictures of it. It was freaky. It was odd. It had me scared. I have to literally say it had me scared. I like wanted to hold him and cuddle him, and just I didn't want to let him go to school. I didn't want to let him out of my sight. I was concerned enough that because the doctor's office wasn't open yet, I went ahead and sent him to school. I told his bus driver what was going on so she could watch him. As soon as I had him on the bus, I came in and I was on the phone calling his teacher. I didn't even call the school to have them transfer it like I normally would. I happened to have the classroom telephone number. I called directly to his teacher and caught her before she went out that morning and explained everything that was going on so that she could watch him. So, yeah, it was crazy. I have had, I'm so sorry, I've had a rough time with this whole face thing, which I think that is what kicked off this bout of depression funk issue. I've kind of come to grips with it. I'm okay with it. In general, it typically doesn't bother me. I've gotten kind of used to the looks from people. I'm now okay with like kids making comments about it, mostly because most of them are younger and don't understand. I got to where I was becoming kind of a hermit, and since my kids were in school, you guys saw how I was trying to go out more, and I was doing really great. I was up to like 7 places that I would go frequently. I was okay with it. I felt comfortable going there to those places. And last week, 2 of the places that I've gone, I had adults, grown men, very bluntly asked me what was wrong with my face. And in them doing that, it kind of triggered something, I don't know what, and I got to where I felt uncomfortable everywhere I went. I right now feel that I used to call them my safe places because I could go there and I didn't feel any issues. I feel like I really only have 2 safe places anymore. And that would be Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, everybody there that works there, and I think a lot of it's because it's still newer, they're constantly trying to put stuff out, get acquainted with the store, so they kind of are in their own little world, so they ignore everything. So it's fine there. And Michael's, I've been there so much, and the employees have seen me so much that they don't do that. They just interact with me like a normal person. It's like I'm me. I'm not the person with the red face that has the acne because of hormonal breakout. I'm just me. And I can go, I've gotten to where I'll go there when I go out somewhere and I don't have to buy a thing. But I feel better because I feel like I'm not being treated different. I still go to Walmart and it's iffy there. We'll just leave it at that. That one's iffy. Salvation Army, I haven't gone back because that's one of the places that a guy asked me that just flat out. Haven't gone back since. One of them was like a mom and pop type grocery store, and it was the owner. He's talked to me 50 million times since he's opened that store, and he's one of the ones last week that asked me what was wrong with my face. Haven't gone back there. The grocery store at the top of the hill, I'm there not a hill, but down the road, I'm there all the time. They've got a lot of new employees now, so I'm getting a lot of looks, and it's like staring looks that make you uncomfortable kind of thing. So I try not to go there very much anymore. I randomly go to Big Lots, so that one's not an issue because I don't go there very often. And like, even the gas station. I went and got gas the other morning, and 3 of the employees were standing outside smoking cigarettes. And all they could do was stare at me.
they like would, and it wasn't one of those they were like doing it, like trying to make it not noticeable. They would straight up just stop talking, turn, look at me, and then turn back and talk the entire time I was pumping gas. So now I'm like, now that bugs me. So it's been a rough couple weeks. But we're at 30 minutes. I don't want to keep y'all forever. So I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. Just dealing with my funk and trying to get out of it. My husband's been in kind of a funk. It's just been, it's been rough. But I am still getting things, I am still planning videos, and I've actually made several trying to explain what's going on, and because I keep randomly crying, those have been a bust. My husband was playing music the other night, and I kept crying. So yeah, it's rough. So hopefully it'll get back to normal soon. We'll get back to the videos soon. I do plan to do one Monday. That way I have that deadline for, completing scarf, hat, and baby sock. Those 3 things. I plan to have them completed. So I will be back Monday with that video showing you those items, and we'll go from there. I've got to set some deadlines for these things. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. If it's snowing where you're at or it's cold, try to stay warm. If you're further south where it's a little warmer, must be nice because it's getting to the 40s and 50s here, but it feels like it's a lot colder. So wherever you are, if you're somewhere cold, try to stay warm. If you're somewhere warm, try to stay cool. And I'll talk to you guys later.